Now, from Hollywood, romance.
Have you ever been in Paris in the summertime when it really sizzles? You know, somebody wrote a song that had a line in it about loving Paris in the summer. Me? I hate Paris in the summer.
With William Conrad as Philip and Jean Bates as Colette, we bring you transcribed Ross Murray's new story of romance and adventure, Paris Encounter.
Business forces me to be in Paris every summer. It has ever since the end of the war. My business? Well, I sell airplanes. Big jobs, commercial airliner stuff. The only redeeming feature of this last trip was that 2 days before I was scheduled to leave, all of my business had been completed. So I contacted Etienne Robert, our European representative, and we plunked ourselves into a couple of uncomfortable chairs at a sidewalk cafe, ordered a couple of tall, cool drinks, and tried to forget about the heat.
Philip.
Yeah.
You don't like your job very much, do you?
Oh, not very much, no.
Then why do you do it?
Well, Etienne, because it's a monetary world and I enjoy having a slice of it. How about another drink?
Oh, let me buy this round.
Oh, no. You bought the last round. No, it's my turn.
Pardon, monsieur. Puis-je m'asseoir?
Well, of course, mademoiselle.
She wants to...
Never mind, Etienne. I know what she wants.
Oh, you're American. I'm so sorry to have interrupted.
No. That's all right.
You
That'll
may
be all
I sit
right.
down, please? It's very important.
Well, by all means, be my guest.
Speak to me. It doesn't matter what you say, but act as if you know me.
With pleasure.
Here, please, hold my hand.
You know, Etienne, I take back everything I said about Paris in the summer. It really isn't bad at all.
Mademoiselle, or madame, if you please, my friend and I would so much...
I'm sorry to have interrupted you. Thank you very much, monsieur. Good day.
Oh, but it wasn't that...
And you, monsieur, you cannot be a Frenchman in spite of your accent. You are much too rude.
Hey, wait a minute.
No, Phil, do not follow her, please.
But why? That's the prettiest girl
Paris is full of them.
Well, not just like that.
Oh, be sensible, my friend. No good can come of this.
Well, what can happen?
You have visited this city often enough to know what you call a come on when you see it.
No, this wasn't a come on, Etienne. That girl was scared. Couldn't you see it?
I saw how obvious she was.
I still think I should have followed her.
You're better off this way.
Maybe I am. But I'm not happy about it. And I wasn't happy because she was pretty, and somehow I felt that Etienne was all wrong. But by nightfall, I confess I'd just about forgotten about the incident that afternoon. Etienne showed up at my place with a couple of tickets to the Ballet Russe, and, well, since the auditorium was air-conditioned, it was as much for an escape from the humid night as it was for a search for culture that we went. On the way, we stopped for a bite to eat, so the curtain had gone up when we arrived. For a few minutes, it was just another ballet performance. And then I saw her again. Etienne. Look, there she is. Who? The girl. The one that came to our table this afternoon.
Oh, no. And I had to bring you here.
Thanks. I'm going backstage.
No. Stay here.
No, you stay here. I'm going backstage.
Then I'll go with you.
You better not.
Why?
She doesn't like you, remember? I went backstage, and with the judicious application of 100 francs, I was able to find a fairly inconspicuous spot from which I could see the stage. Another 50 francs told me the girl's name was Colette Cormier. If I had thought she was pretty before, I was mistaken. She was breathtaking. I thought the ballet would never end, but finally it did. Colette.
Monsieur. Monsieur American.
Yes. Colette, my name is Philip Westcott, and yours I find is Colette Comier.
Yes.
Would you please consider that formal introduction since there's nobody around to perform the ritual?
Of course. How do you do, Mr. Westcott?
How do you do? Now, would you have coffee with me as soon as you change clothes?
Oh, I'm afraid I cannot.
Huh? Oh, well, you have a husband?
No.
What, a boyfriend?
No.
Oh, you don't like me?
No.
No?
No. I mean, no, I like you. I mean, no, I do not dislike you.
Well, have coffee with me.
Oh, really? No.
Please, Colette.
Do you really want me to?
I do. Very much.
Then wait here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, you promise?
I promise. You see, I like coffee very much.
You know, you're a very clever young lady.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Well, because every time I've mentioned this afternoon, you've managed to change the subject.
It was foolish of me to act as I did.
And it was enough to make you frightened. And you were frightened, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Why?
Oh, Philip, I don't want you to be involved.
But I am involved, and I want to know about it. Tell me, Colette, huh? Maybe if you tell somebody, it'll help.
Very well. To begin with, I'm not French. I'm German.
Well, all right, so you're German.
My father was a scientist during the war. When Germany fell, the Russians demanded that he continue to work for them.
Oh, did he?
No. One night he came home, burned most of his papers, and escaped with me to West Germany.
Oh. And your mother?
We had lost her several years before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When Father left, the Russians began looking for him. Their agents were everywhere. Once they caught us. A brute of a man named Merrill beat Father terribly for almost a day and a night. Because Father would not tell him what he wanted to know about the papers he had burned.
Oh.
Some friends of Father's helped us to escape, and we came to France. Father changed my name, put me in a boarding school for girls, and made contact with someone from your country. He's in the United States now, working on a project which even I do not know about.
Well, why aren't you with him now?
Because I have my career with the ballet. Next year, we shall tour your country. I will see him then.
Oh. What, do you correspond with him?
Yes. Through our family in America.
What? Well, can't you write directly?
No. The Soviets still hands for him. That is how we happened to meet this afternoon.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I saw the man named Merrill. He was walking on the same side of the street as I approached the sidewalk cafe where you and your friend were sitting.
Oh, no wonder you were frightened.
But like I told you, it was silly for me to be afraid. He has not seen me since I was a little girl over 9 years ago. He couldn't possibly recognize me now.
Well, that's right, and the only reason you recognized him was because he was a grown man when you saw him.
And also because I can never forget the horror of that day.
Yeah. You know, Colette, I'm glad you told me because, well, somehow it makes me feel much closer to you.
It does?
Yes.
Then I am glad, Philip. Because I feel very close to you, too.
She's wonderful, Etienne. You know, I'm not so sure I want to leave Paris tomorrow now.
I knew French girls were charming, but I never thought one could turn the head of an old hand like you.
But you're wrong about her being French. She's not. She's German. Her father was some kind of a big-shot scientist during the war, and the Ruskies gave him a bad time until her father escaped to America.
Oh, my. That's a new one. I haven't heard that story before.
Oh, come on, Etienne. I know a fairy tale when I hear one. This one's on the level.
If she's so wonderful, why are you here with me instead of with her?
Well, wardrobe fittings and a nasty little ballet master's rehearsal call have first dibs on it today.
Yeah.
But we have a date for tonight, after the performance.
Well, good luck. I've got to get back to work. Have a good time tonight, and I'll be at the airport tomorrow to see you all.
Etienne, I'm not so sure I'm going to be there. I'm not sure at all.
Good night, Philip.
Good night, Colette. Colette.
Yes, Philip.
Colette,
I must go in now.
Yes, I guess so.
Will I see you tomorrow?
Yes. Yes, you will. Good night again.
Good night.
Oh, she forgot her gloves.
But I do not know where he is.
Do not lie to me. You are his daughter. You must know.
But what do you want of him? He's not a citizen of your country.
That we want him is enough. Where is he?
I do not know.
Where is he?
I do not know.
She said she didn't know.
Who are you?
You just love to ask questions, don't you? All right, come on, Colette.
Where are we going?
I don't know. All I know is we better get out of here. And fast.
We will return to romance and our story, Paris Encounter, in just a moment. Hope you and your family are having a nice time this weekend, and hope you keep the family intact by driving safely. Nothing to it. Observe speed laws, stay on your side of the road, and don't try to save time at the risk of losing a lifetime. Driving's more relaxed and safer, too. And now for the second act of Paris Encounter as we return to romance.
Let us in, Etienne.
Oh, yes. Come in.
Etienne, do you still have that house in Normandy?
Yes. Why, what's the matter?
Colette, they found her. There was a guy in her place this evening when she got home.
Colette?
Oh, excuse me, Etienne. Colette, come here.
Oh, my pleasure.
How do you do?
The house, Etienne. Can we use it for a couple of days till we can figure out what to do?
Well, of course. There's an old woman, the housekeeper. She lives there.
Oh. All right, fine. I'll call you when we get there. Huh?
Be careful.
Yeah, we will. Come on, Colette. It was dawn when we drove up to Etienne's chateau. Colette had fallen asleep en route, awakened momentarily when I picked her up and carried her into one of the guest rooms. The old woman was a little confused by her entrance, but with true Gaelic tact went about her business of making us comfortable. I picked one of the other rooms and fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. When I awoke, it was mid-afternoon. Colette and I had a light lunch on the terrace and decided to go for a walk.
I don't dare go back to Paris now that I've been recognized.
Well, I wasn't planning that you should, Colette.
Huh? Do you have an idea?
Yes.
What is it?
Colette, you're going to marry me and come back to the United States with me. I'll get the visa rush through.
What?
I know this isn't much of a proposal, but I do love you, and I want to marry you.
Oh, no, Philip, I can't.
What? You don't love me?
But I do. I do, Philip.
Well, then why won't you marry me?
Because I must be fair.
What, to me?
And to myself. If I married you now, I would not be absolutely certain it was because I loved you. And not because you are a means of escape for me.
But that's a risk I'm prepared to take.
And I love you too much to let you take that risk.
Oh, Colette, when two people are in love, there's always a certain amount of risk, no matter what the circumstance.
Those risks you speak of are unavoidable. This one is not.
But you do love me.
I think we'd better go back now.
Must we?
Yes. Please.
Okay, Colette. Let's go.
Philip?
Yes.
It will soon be night again, and then I shall be afraid again.
Ah, don't be.
But I must leave France soon.
Well, that's what I said this afternoon. We'll get married and...
No, Philip. Don't say it.
Well, why?
I love you, Philip, and that's why I... Oh, Philip.
Oh, I'm sorry, Colette. I guess I just can't understand, that's all.
Maybe it's me. It's cold here on the terrace. Shall we go in?
Would you like a shawl or something?
No, I want to go in.
Okay. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you.
Ah.
Oh, Philip, don't stop.
What?
Would you play for me?
Well, if I can, what would you like?
Continue with what you are playing so I can dance to it.
Dance?
Yes. I want to dance for you.
Colette went to the terrace and danced for me. I had never seen anyone dance out of sheer emotion in my life. And up to now, the classic ballet had left me pretty cold. But now, as I watched, I knew what Colette had been trying to tell me. I don't know how long she danced, but suddenly she stopped, her body quivering. She was crying. Oh, darling.
Oh, Philip,
You don't have to say anything. I know.
But I do love you.
Yes, I know.
And I want to marry you right away.
Oh, my darling.
You'd better answer the phone.
Yes. Hello.
Philip?
Yes.
Etienne.
Oh, yes, Etienne. Is there anything wrong?
Oh, plenty. You forgot to sign the authorization for the last shipment of engines we ordered.
Oh, but I did, Etienne, when I signed that last batch of papers yesterday.
Oh, sorry, Phil, you didn't.
Well, what do I do now?
Drive into Paris. I'll have the papers ready.
Well, what about Colette?
You'll only be gone about 5 hours for the rentrée.
But I can't leave her here alone.
What are you worried about? Marushkin couldn't possibly know where she is.
Well, maybe you're right. But you be sure to have those papers ready for me when I get there, huh?
Don't worry. I'll have them at my place.
Okay, I'll see you in a few hours.
Goodbye, Philip.
What's wrong, Philip?
Oh, darling, I've got to go back to Paris for a couple of hours.
Huh?
But don't worry. You'll be safe here. And I'll be back before midnight. I drove like a madman. Took chances I shouldn't have. The closer I got to Paris, the faster I drove. I cursed my carelessness in overlooking the statement of authorization. And then about 50 miles outside of Paris, I began to relax. Etienne was right. Marushin couldn't possibly know where Colette was. Marushin? What? How had Etienne known the name Marushin? I thought back. No, the name had never been mentioned in his presence. Etienne Marushin. Now I knew how Marushin had found Colette the night after we'd met. And the phone call from Paris, it was only to get me out of the chateau long enough for the Reds to take her. Well, there was no sense in turning back. I knew what I had to do. But before I did, I made one stop and got a gun.
Oh, hello, Philip. You made good time.
Yes. Yes, I did. But not good enough.
I don't understand.
What have they done with Colette?
I don't know what
I haven't got any time for games, Etienne. You and Morrison, what have you done with Colette?
It is out of my hands now, Philip.
Okay. Take a look. In exactly 10 seconds, if you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm going to put a bullet hole right between your eyes.
But, Philip, I can't...
10 seconds, Etienne.
Philip, I can't do anything. All right, Philip. I tell you.
Talk.
Marushin has orders to take her to a flat on the Rue Soissons and await further orders.
All right, now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to call him and say that his orders are to bring her here immediately.
But I can't,
I haven't got time to argue.
All right. All right, I will call him.
There's the phone. Call. Now, remember, just get Colette into the room and tell Marushin to return to his quarters and await further orders. If Marushin walks into this room, I'll kill you. You understand?
Yes.
All right, now go on.
Here is the girl.
Good. Now return to the flat and await further orders.
But I thought...
Never mind what you thought. Do as you're told.
Very well.
Here she is, Philip.
Oh, Philip.
Come on, Colette.
Where are we going?
I'll tell you when we're away from my friend here.
Philip,
What?
tie me up. Hand and foot, tie me up.
Why?
Don't you see? They'll never believe it happened this way. They'll think I deliberately let her go.
You can tell them...
They won't believe me. It must look like I was overpowered. They can accuse me of stupidity, but they won't punish me.
No, Etienne. You believed them all these years. Now they must believe you.
But they won't, I tell you. They won't.
Then I'm sorry for you. Come, Colette. We're going home.
Yes, Philip. Home.
But you must. They'll kill me. They'll kill me.
Romance is produced and directed by Fred Mackay. Editorial supervision is by Het Mannheim. You have heard Paris Encounter, written especially for Romance by Ross Murray. William Conrad was heard as Philip, Jean Bates as Colette, Shepard Mencken as Etienne, and Barney Phillips as Marushin. This is Hugh Douglas inviting you to hear Romance, transcribed next week at the same time. There's an exciting motivation behind every story you hear on City Hospital, Saturdays on CBS Radio. And today's tale is no exception. Whether it starts in emergency up in one of the wards or in a private room, it leads to gripping drama. Now, stay tuned for Stars Over Hollywood, following station identification on most of these stations. Stop the Music is back. Tuesday nights, exclusive on the CBS Radio Network.